Good morning, and what's the best way to take advantage of the Memorial Day weekend? Well, by saving money and getting an extra day on your rental equipment. If you're going to be doing projects this weekend, we've got stump grinders in stock, trenchers, skid steer with everything you need. Now, I know we might be getting a little bit of rain this weekend, but you remember, folks, you're getting an extra day because it's Memorial Day weekend. Augers, putting up fences. And if you're doing some planting, I've talked about this before, but this is the easiest way to get a whole bunch of plants in the ground real quickly. That's a tapered 24-inch auger. All you got to do is punch the holes with that thing. It takes about 30 seconds, and you drop your plant in there. Perfect if you're doing larger items like bushes, trees, anything ball and burlap. Now, if you're doing any sort of tree work, we've got the 56-foot boom lifts, 40-foot boom lifts, and of course, if you need to move it, grapples on mini skids and skid steer. We have plenty of excavators in stock. We got 3-ton. This is actually gone for the weekend. Someone's already reserved this. But anyhow, let me back up. Here, we've got our wood chipper. Again, 4-inch chipper. Our large one's already out. Again, people are starting to take advantage of this Memorial Day weekend. So if you are looking for something this weekend, remember, you get an extra day. So you get the best rate. You get basically 3 days for the price of one on a normal weekend special. But now you're getting an extra day because of the Memorial Day weekend. The heavy-duty rototillers. You want to get that garden in? This is the tool to break that plot. Wood chippers, excavators, boom lifts. If you're doing cleanup this weekend, there's nothing like a dump trailer. I guarantee you the last thing you want to do is get to the dump with a full trailer and start emptying it out. With a dump trailer, you just push the button and go. That's a 7x16 with 3-foot sides. We've got smaller ones though, in case you don't have a vehicle big enough to pull it, or maybe you have a smaller job. These things are really handy. These are 5x10 dump trailers. Same thing, you load it up and just push the button and dump it out. So really great for gravel, topsoil, mulch. And if you're doing any seeding, you'll want to lay down some straw. This straw blower makes it really, really easy for you to get that straw on the ground after you plant your seeds. Now we got a couple unique things that you won't see around too much. This is just a portable auger. That's a 9-inch. We also have a 12-inch bit for it. So this thing's great. You just tow it. Now the tow hook's not attached, but it actually goes right there. It hooks up right there. And then you fold this back. You take the bit off and you just hook it up to your car. 2-inch ball, tow it to your location. And then you push this around like a wheelbarrow. Really easy, okay? But the nice thing about an auger like this is it takes the torque off of you. You're not holding on to that bit as it's rotating and fighting the ground and fighting you at the same time. You just stand there and push it down and it'll go. This little guy though, I tell you, this is one of the most unique things we have. It's a brush mower. It's not a lawn mower. It's not a bush hog. It's in between. So it'll go through really tall grass. It goes through that type of field. Well, I showed it before, but it's off in the distance. You know, you look at thickets and tall grass, field grass, things that you don't want to run through a zero-turn lawnmower because it'll wreck it. But you don't want to spend the money on a full-blown skid steer and a brush hog, which will run you about $500 a day, okay? This is a much more cost-effective method. $140. I think it's $220 for the whole weekend. So I think about it again. You're getting an extra day on Memorial Day weekend. So if you want to grab a tool and get your brush hogging done, and again, not if you're going through woods, but if you're going through fields, this is a great tool. You'll love it. Another thing that people don't think about are using these material handlers. If you're doing mulch or, again, dirt and flower beds, the unique thing about these things, they're basically motorized wheelbarrows is what they are. But notice how it swivels. You see how this thing turns all the way. This will turn, while you're driving this thing, this will turn all the way this way and dump so you can walk along or ride along your flower beds or whatever you're planting, whatever you're doing, and just dump the material, whether it's mulch or dirt or gravel, pea gravel. big old enclosed excavators if you're doing big jobs. There's a little bit more on the contractor side, but I know a lot of you homeowners are very, well, a lot of professionals out there. So boom lifts, again, 40-foot towable. If you want to just strap this on the back of your car, 2-inch ball, 40-foot reach, tow it to your location and get to work. Great for trees, great for working on your house, and most important, great for staying off dangerous ladders. Equipment trailers, there's another dump trailer, that's a 7x14. So we have all the different sizes. We have 7x16, 7x14, 5x10. We have 20-foot equipment trailer, 18-foot equipment trailers. This is a 56-foot boom lift. If you've got a bigger project to do, maybe a taller tree or a taller peak on your house, you may want to get one of these. The big difference with this guy is that you drive it, okay? Instead of towing it to your location and then moving it manually, you tow it on a trailer, as you see, and then you drive it around because it has four-wheel drive, all-terrain tires. So you just get on this thing and just drive it to wherever you're working, go up in the air, come on down, and drive it to the next location. You see some of these things are coming back. So even though we have been getting rain, you know, people are still out there getting their stump grinding done, getting their digging, planting done. These guys were doing tree work. These guys were doing gravel work. We've got all the attachments for all the mini skids and the skid steer, which are really important. This guy here you can see had the forks and a bucket. That's just sitting inside the bucket, but those are separate attachments. This is a 35-inch narrow track, 25 horsepower mini skid. So if you have tighter spaces or just maybe a smaller job, just take this one. If you've got something that's a little bit more heavy duty and you've got the space to get through, this is a 40 horsepower, 40-inch wide track type of mini skid. And again, you see the different attachments. These are all universal attachments. So every attachment can go on every one of these different tools. You know, same thing with skid steer. Doesn't matter whether it's an open cab or a closed cab, a Kubota, a Wacker Neuson, they're all common. So that's really the key. You got to have the attachments for these. But I love this machine. It's very heavy duty. Of course, the great thing about the mini skids is just getting on, getting off. And as far as operating them, easy as can be. Just hand. This is your attachment side. This is your drive side, forward, backward, left, right. That's it.